So this service learning project was completed through the Factory Ministries. It's a local nonprofit organization located in Paradise, Pennsylvania. Their mission statement is really to let everybody know that their journey matters. More specifically, their mission is to empower and strengthen those in their community who are living in poverty. They are a hub to connect needs to resources. So the Factory Ministries actually is the driving force behind something being called the Together Initiative right now. It's where local churches, small businesses, and even larger organizations such as Lancaster General and local school districts are coming together along with the Factory Ministries to collaborate to provide resources to the under-resourced. So the factory did receive a grant from United Way, and then they also are run by small business donations as well as personal gifts. They are a nonprofit organization. They do employ roughly around 13 people, and they have many other volunteers that serve there. The service learning project specifically focused on at-risk teens, that the programs that we have for teenagers there at the Factory Ministry. And the reason why I was selected is just because I have a personal passion for teenagers, but also because I could see myself getting behind the mission and vision of the Factory Ministries. A lot of the needs that were met during the service learning project were just physical, social, and emotional needs of the teenagers that attended the programs that the Factory Ministries have for that specific age group. So social services really is just providing a relational and caring environment where under-resourced teens are empowered and can find hope. The way that I was able to be a part of that and to be able to accomplish this during my service learning project was through an after-school program that Pequea Valley Middle School hosts. Every Thursday afternoon, there's time given to the teens to attend an after-school club where mentors like myself were able to review their grades and then help them set SMART goals on how they were going to accomplish their homework or bring up their grades for the year, how they were going to finish out the school year strong. So during that time, I was able to help edit papers and help with science homework along with math homework. Also, another way was through open door nights. Every Thursday night, there's a time where teens are able to come and just connect with their peers and find support. This was completed through just a time, like a lesson time, a big game time, and then I was also able to help teach some skills in the kitchen after lesson time. So that was a very neat experience. Also, on a political standpoint, the factory is involved holistically in a lot bigger ways than I'm not even aware of, really. But specifically on a teen level, every year the teens attend a Rise Youth Summit that's held by the Advocacy Institute, and this day was held down in Philadelphia. I was able to go and be a part of this, where the teens were able to learn about policy change and go to legislation about some policy change, youth empowerment, and tobacco education. So the teens were able to learn about the tobacco industry and just how they're being targeted as youths, and then also that their voice as a youth really matters and that they can make a positive impact on their community, and then also what it means to make policy change. And then some of our teens did attend a day in Harrisburg advocating for the legal tobacco age to be increased to 21 instead of 18. I was not able to be a part of that day, but that is something that our teens were able to be involved in. On the economic front, again, the factory is involved in many different aspects. They have a food pantry that they take by appointment. People can come in and go shopping at the food pantry. There's different intakes for individuals to come in and set up an appointment. And then they have Fresh Express, which a Saturday out of every month there is a day where Central Pennsylvania will donate thousands of pounds of food, and then we get to set it up in the factory ministry gym where families can come and really go shopping. So although this did not specifically focus on the teens of the factory ministry, I was able to help their families on this day. And what I was able to do is go and just help set up, and then also get families registered as they came and help them navigate the shopping process. These are pictures from the Fresh Express Day. And as you can see in one of the pictures on your right, the shopping carts in the background. We were able to serve over 60 families that morning for the Fresh Express. Also, WIC Mobile comes to the factory ministries. There is a wellness class taught by LGH at the factory ministries, and then also another area that they're working on is rapid rehousing. Those areas I was not involved in any way, but that is something that the factory ministries does do. Also, on a cultural standpoint, the factory really serves a diverse community of individuals. On the teen night specifically, there's a lot of different teens coming from a lot of different backgrounds. One thing that I did notice is there's a Spanish population, and there are some kids that didn't speak English, so that was a challenge on Thursday evenings to communicate with them, but there were resources and are resources that are available to them outside of Thursday nights for literacy classes and different things like that. Not only for them, but also for their parents. And then another thing that the factory ministry does is help local churches help welcome refugees from other countries and helping them understand the culture of America and just how to learn how to use public transportation and all of that. That's more of a one-on-one contact with the factory ministries is responsible in helping local churches with that. Although I did not get to do a lot with that, that is an opportunity that I would have had. So design and implementation of the project. The project was designed to serve the teen population. I had to fill out a volunteer application and wait for it to be accepted, in which it was, and then goals were discussed with the contact person at the factory ministries of what would be helpful for both them and myself during the service learning project. And then I received some training from the contact person and planned to attend the after school club and youth center nights. So what would I do differently? I think more training prior to serving would have been beneficial. Not that the training was bad prior to going, but there was a lot of emotional needs specifically, I think, that I felt inadequate or unequipped to handle on a Thursday night of how to properly respond. But there are so many resources at the factory that I was able to connect the kids that shared things with me to the proper resources. And then I also think it would have been beneficial to target a certain issue of the teen culture at the factory ministries, maybe more specifically substance abuse, because that is something very relevant to the teens that attend the factory ministries. The service goals for this project were that the learner would identify 3 social needs in the teens that attend the after-school program and the youth center night, that the learner would identify 3 health needs in the teens who attend the after-school program and the weekly youth center night, and then also thirdly, that the learner would assist 3 adolescents with their homework at the after-school program through the factory ministries. So how was I able to meet those objectives? The social needs and health concerns were really easily identified through just building relationships with students, engaging in conversation, and asking them questions. Some of the social needs that were identified by just building relationships with them were social media bullying. A lot of the teens would experience that. Unhealthy home environment. So a lot of single-parent homes, or really no parents, and the teens would move a lot. Couch surfing, things like that, a lot of instability related to their home environments, a lot of substance abuse in their parents, and then also unhealthy relationship patterns. So a lot of the teens would talk on the Thursday night just about getting in and out of unhealthy relationships and how that was really impacting them, their concerns related to that. So as I was able to build relationships with individuals, they would share things like that. And then just seeing that there was really no strong support system. So a lot of these kids didn't have just a significant person in their life that was at a healthy spot to support them in their high school years. Also, the objective number 2, health concerns were also easily identified by just engaging with the teens and listening to their stories, getting to know them, building relationships. Some of the health concerns that were identified were substance abuse, so a lot of drug and alcohol use, depression, self-harm, and then unprotected sexual intercourse. So a lot of stories were able to, just with building relationships with the teens, able to connect on a lot of different levels, dealt with a lot of kids struggling with self-harm and trying to find them help, and then also just substance abuse and walking beside a girl with pregnancy, and then also actually losing the baby. So there was just a lot of health concerns that were easily identified just by building relationships and being a part of these teens' lives. And then through the after school program was the way that I was able to meet the third objective. And I was able to just, like I said prior, that I was able to review grades and help create SMART goals, help edit papers, and help with science homework and math homework. This photo is actually taken from Google, so that's not a photo from the actual school club, but it was very similar to that. Round tables, kids being able to ask questions. They were working on homework during the afternoon hours on Thursday. So impact on the population, I think strong relationships were built with the teens, trust was established, and support system was created. So one of the things that the Factory Ministries really cares about is just building strong relationships and seeing the person as a person holistically, hearing their stories, walking beside them, understanding what is going on in their lives. And by being able to volunteer, I was able to build a lot of strong relationships with the teens and get to know them better. And so as an individual, I can be a contact person just for them to reach out to if they are in need or have an issue, that they can reach out to me, and then I can connect them with the resources that the factory provides. This is a brochure that was given by the Factory Ministries that I had permission to use. It's just an overview of really the services that they provide, not only for teenagers, but also for families. So over to the left, you can see the different categories that's broken down: physical, emotional, relational, spiritual, intellectual, and financial, and then the action steps they're taking in order to meet those, and then the partnered organizations that are helping them meet all of those goals. So very neat organization. In conclusion, what was the impact personally and professionally? Personally, I just grew a lot in understanding teen culture and the difficulties that our teens face. It's a tough world, and they're facing a lot of difficulties. This project showed me how to that there's just a lot of opportunity to serve in our local community and to really get involved and make a positive change. And it also just continued to develop my passion for teenagers and seeing them succeed. And I think that it also helped me realize the importance that a significant person can play in a teen's life, that some encouragement can really go a long way with teenagers. And then professionally, that the Factory Ministries partners with a lot of great organization, as stated before, LGH. So there's a lot of professional growth there. And it also helped me understand as a nurse that people have big stories, and it's important to understand that as we take care of them every day, and to not look over that, and to try to understand people for who they are and all that's going into their story when they're in the hospital. And then just another concluding PDF. This is just ways that the Factory Ministries is involved in the community and how they care about everybody's journey. So this is my reference. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. You can go check their website out at this link.